They called it Unsinkable. A marvel of engineering, a floating palace, and the pride of an era. But in the silent, freezing waters of the North Atlantic, Titanic met a fate no one expected. Do you think you know the real story? Think again. Today on Decafacts, we bring you the top 10 mind-blowing facts about the Titanic. The facts that history tried to whisper, but we are ready to shout. So hold your breath, and let's go below the surface. But first, subscribe the channel, like the video and hit the bell icon, so you never miss a top 10 countdown. Number 10, Titanic had its own newspaper. Imagine sipping tea in a luxurious dining saloon, reading freshly printed news on a moving ship. Yes, Titanic had a daily paper called the Atlantic Daily Bulletin. It was printed every day during the voyage. It included updates on society events, advertisements, horse racing results, and even gossip from the ship's elite class. It wasn't just a vessel, it was a world of its own. A self-contained society floating in the middle of the ocean. Passengers weren't just traveling, they were living a curated, luxurious experience. Number 9, the lookouts had no binoculars. The irony? The iceberg was spotted just a few minutes too late. Why? Because the lookouts in the crow's nest had no binoculars. They were supposed to until an officer left the ship before sailing and accidentally took the key to the locker with him. So as Titanic sailed into an ice field at 22 knots, the watchmen relied on their naked eyes in the dark. No tools, no warning, just fate looming silently ahead. Number 8, a novel predicted the tragedy 14 years before. In 1898, author Morgan Robertson wrote a novel called Futility. It was about a luxurious ship named the Titan, deemed unsinkable, that crashes into an iceberg in April in the North Atlantic and sinks due to a lack of lifeboats. Sound familiar? Same size, same disaster, same arrogance. Was it a warning? A prophecy? Or just the most chilling coincidence in maritime history? Number 7, Titanic had a fake funnel. Titanic was a beast of beauty. 4 towering funnels puffing smoke as it glided through the ocean. But only 3 of those were real. The 4th funnel, it didn't connect to anything. It was just there for show. It was about power, image, prestige. Because in the early 1900s, the number of funnels represented speed and status. And White Star Line wasn't about to be outdone, even if it meant faking part of the ship. Number 6, lifeboats were launched half empty. When disaster struck, confusion reigned. Though Titanic had lifeboats for just over 1,100 people, most weren't even filled. Lifeboat number 1 left with only 12 people aboard when it could have carried 40. Some officers feared the boats would buckle under the weight. Others didn't realize how urgent the situation was. So while hundreds clung to railings, begging for help, lifeboats drifted away, nearly empty, into the blackness. That silence, it still haunts survivors' testimonies. Number 5, class decided who lived and died. The Titanic was more than a ship, it was a mirror of the world. And in that world, class ruled everything. First-class passengers were guided gently to safety. Third-class families, many of them immigrants chasing the American dream, were lost in confusion, delayed, misinformed, even blocked by gates. While the elite boarded lifeboats with blankets and warm drinks, the poor were left behind in freezing corridors. By the end, 62% of first class survived. Only 25% of third class did. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Number 4, the band played until the end. When panic surged and chaos erupted, 8 brave musicians did something extraordinary. They played music. Not for fame, not for pay, but to calm souls in their final hours. They stood on the deck, knowing the ship was going down, and played hymns until the sea swallowed them whole. Their final tune, likely nearer, my God, to thee. They never left their instruments and never made it home. Number 3, a coal fire was burning days before Titanic set sail. Few people know this. A fire had broken out deep in one of Titanic's coal bunkers before it even left Southampton. It burned silently for days, weakening the ship's internal structure. Some experts believe it compromised the steel hull, making it more vulnerable when the iceberg struck. Imagine the seeds of destruction already smoldering in the heart of the ship, long before that deadly April night. Number 2, the iceberg had been waiting for 3,000 years. It wasn't just any iceberg. The chunk of ice that tore through Titanic had likely carved from a Greenland glacier over 3,000 years ago. It drifted silently through the North Atlantic, surviving storms, seasons, and shifting currents until it met Titanic. It's almost poetic. The oldest force of nature colliding with the newest triumph of man. Number 1, the SS Californian could have saved everyone. The worst part? There was a ship just 10 miles away. The SS Californian. They saw Titanic's flares. They saw her lights vanish. But their radio operator had gone to bed. They assumed it was a drill. By the time they realized the truth, it was too late. If they had responded, over 1,500 lives might have been saved. Just one decision, one spark of action, and history could have changed forever. And there you have it. The Titanic wasn't just a ship, it was a story. A story of pride, tragedy, and human fragility. Every rusted bolt at the bottom of the ocean still whispers the truth, that even the greatest can fall. And when they do, the whole world watches. If you found these facts fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Deca Facts for more mythic truths and historical deep dives. And tell us in the comments, which Titanic fact shocked you the most? Or did we miss something hauntingly true? See you in the next video.